Key performance indicators. Are you performing well? Huh? How's it performing, son? You okay? Is everything alright? Alright lads and lasses, welcome along. Weekend work. Key performance indicators, key. There's not much else to them, is there? Those of you who stick with the channel a lot, nah, hey, I'm not a big fan. Hey, KPIs are vital, don't get me wrong. They are something that you need to really put in place. You need to use them. Where I don't like them is because they can really drive bad behaviours. So what gets measured is what gets done, is the reality. So if what's getting measured isn't supporting the process of what you want to get done, forget it, it's going to cause you problems. Okay? But it's vital that you know how to implement KPIs within your data model. Okay? The whole process of sitting down and discussing what a KPI is, what it should be, is it driving the right behaviours, is something you need to do. But it's something that once you've done it, you need to be able to implement it. So let's go through how we would implement it. Let's head on into Power BI Desktop and have a look at our New York water towers. Champion. Alright, so here we are, Power BI Desktop. Right, I've set this up. We've got a nice little view here, haven't we? So I've created 3 measures. Okay, we've got our buildings, just a count row of buildings. I've got an overdue count, which is just the count row of buildings, and we've added a filter, okay, where it's overdue. It's not rocket science, this, man, I tell you. Right, Power BI is dead simple. Didn't let anyone tell you otherwise. And then lastly, I've used the divide function to build this. So we're going to a percentage overdue, where we're dividing the number of overdues by the number of buildings. And if it's an error, return 0. Okay. And that then gives me this nice table. We can work with that, that's okay. But what I want to be able to do is actually put in a KPI based on the overdue. So we come here, and this is where we'd need to do it. And you can right click on it, you can see, oh, there's no options. How can I put a KPI in here? How can I make this look like a KPI? Unfortunately, you've got to use an external tool. So we've got to use Tabular Editor. So we'll go into Tabular Editor. And then here, when we expand our tables and expand me calculations, and we see we've got me buildings in there, I've got me percentage overdue. And click here, we can see all the details of what's going on with it. If I right click on it, which is create a new KPI, okay, and this is going to add the KPI properties to this, okay, and what you need is to have your expressions and be aware of your expressions that you're going to need to do. So the main one is the status expression. So we'll put the status expression in for now. This is the key one that you're going to worry about. This is what we'll do today. I'm going to paste it in. Quicker and easier, isn't it? Okay. That's my status expression. So we're saying it's going to be red if it's over 25%. Yellow would be 15% to 25%. And below that, it's going to be green or happy. Okay. I'm going to put my target expression in because we need to tell it where it's going to be looking. And the target expression for here is going to be my overdue percentage. Yeah, so we've got that, and we're used to this now, where it's going to show us that there's a problem, or not show us there's a problem. It's showing it needs to save. So we've got all our data in there. The last thing we need to do is tell it what the trend graphic's going to be. Sorry, the status graphic even. Status graphic. Okay. I'll tell you what, for now, let's go with a smiley face. Smiley face. faces. I like smiley faces. I'm a happy guy. And then I'm going to tell it to save. So save the changes to the connected database. Save those. Okay. Now if we come back over to here, we'll see we've got the overdue percentage. We've now got these. So if we bring in the status to there, we can see we've got different statuses. It's going the wrong way. I need to change the way around. I've got it. Still doing it the old-fashioned way, aren't I? But you can see this is going to work for me, isn't it? So if we go back to here, all we really need to do, isn't it, is just turn these round. Okay? And let's save that, and let's see what we end up with now. Perfect, right? That's what we wanted to see, wasn't it? So Staten Island and the Bronx are green because they've got less than 15%. We've got Manhattan and Queens, they've got more than 15%, but less than the 25% are going to be yellow. And we've got the other one, which is higher, okay? And you can see it's put in colours and shapes for it. So it's already easier for people to understand, and it's not going to rely on somebody not being colourblind or anything like that, okay? You can see as well, though, I don't get control over the yellow or the red that's used. There's pluses and minuses with that. If you think, if we standardise as a business and say, use this one only, that'll help. Everyone's going to get that standard red, green, amber experience, and that will help. So what do you reckon then? KPIs. The rule of thumb I always say to people is, if it's a good KPI, your teams can explain to me, or to you, right, what they need to do if it goes yellow, right? Because a KPI, in a good organisation, all your KPIs will be green. Everything's great. It's green. Boom. We're fantastic. Right, now to see here. Sling your hook, son. Yeah? That's what you want to be, isn't it? Yeah. If you're turning around, though, and saying, well, when things are starting to go wrong, it goes yellow or amber, because it's rag, red, amber, green, right? Amber. It's gone amber. What does that mean? So I need to do something because my KPIs have gone amber. If people can't tell you what they need to do, or even worse, why it's a random, right, the KPI is meaningless. It's not a KPI. It might be a metric, it's not a KPI. Hey, what do I mean by that? If I was, for example, to set a KPI for my business based on, let's say, the currency exchange rate of the euro, right, and then what, I'm going to do business, I couldn't do that. It wouldn't make sense because I can't influence or control the exchange rate of pounds to euros, right? It's just, I can't do it. So from a KPI perspective, that wouldn't be a KPI. It might be a really key metric that we need to track because we know it will affect other things. But at best, it's a support metric. It's not a KPI. I've seen a lot of KPIs used in businesses that are of a similar nature. The other thing to remember is, as I say, what gets measured is what gets done. So it's like the plastic toy again that I've discussed in a previous video, like the kids one with the different shapes that you put into the ball thing and it goes in, right? And what's the key success metric for that is number of shapes in it. So within the ball. So if I take the lid off it and just stick them all in, well, I've won, haven't I? I'm the best at this shape game, but I've missed the point. So having a KPI of how many shapes are inside isn't going to help. You probably would want a KPI of number of shapes inserted via the correct hole. Does that make sense? Which might be more difficult to track. It's kind of key. We need to do more, but we need to understand what we're doing when we're measuring it. So KPIs need to drive good business behaviours, not bad. And it's easy for a toxic metric and a toxic KPI to take your business right off track. And the problem with that is you're way off track, but we look great, lads and lasses. So don't forget, head on out to geordieintelligence.co.uk, become a member, get involved in the conversations we've got, especially as we're looking to do more in the next seasons, not just for Topman's Tuesday, but also for whatever we're going to do on more Fridays. It's going to become, I want more interactive. We want to try and drive more of a community. Don't forget, like and subscribe to our channel. Keep supporting. Well, let us know what you're thinking. Is this working? Is it not working? Am I full of rubbish? Out. Let us know. And don't forget, last and most importantly, take care. Have a great weekend. Ta-da.